What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded Lost Souls. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we started working towards getting our immersive engineering stuff ready to go so we can look at making ourselves a crusher and a squeezer. There was a lot of materials that we needed, and since last episode, I went ahead and I crafted up a lot of stuff here. These should be all the parts we need for both of these machines. I accidentally made one recipe too many of these steel scaffolding, so we got a little bit extra of those. The fluid pipe should make 8 at a time, and steel fences, we need 11, but to craft that many, you have to make 12, so we have a little bit left over. So these are the items that we need in order to make these devices, or I guess these two machines. I was looking at these frost gardens. We were kind of talking about them, how they were spreading. There was 2 more here. I tried using a silk touch pickaxe on them, and that does not harvest the garden itself. And I was thinking maybe shears would, but shears do not either. I haven't tried silk touch shears. I imagine you can't pick these things up. They're really not made to be like moved around or whatever. But yeah, they certainly do spread. So I don't know. I don't really think it's necessary to do that either, because we have the market, right? And if we need a specific seed, I mean, those things just drop some random plants from Pam's Harvest Craft. If we need those plants, we can just use the market. So it's not really that big of a deal. Anyway, so we need to set up a crusher and a squeezer, and instead of using the Tinker's manual or whatever, which seems to crash us randomly, I'm gonna look online at a little diagram here and try and figure this out. So I kind of think what we need to do here, we're gonna set the crusher on this side. It is a 3x5 structure, so let's figure out the center of this. So that would be here. I want to back it up a little bit, maybe like this. So we're going to need 2 layers of these blocks. We're going to need some of these steel scaffoldings. And they are going to be going, let's see, I think like this with the steel scaffolding. Then we need 1 more in the front of that. On the bottom here, we need some more of the light engineering blocks. Okay, so 1 more is going to go right here. We have to surround those with fences. It's really hard to try and look at this diagram and get this thing going at the same time. Whoop, 1 too many. Okay, I think that is what we need to do. On the front of this thing, we do need a redstone block, redstone engineering block, and 1 of these guys. And then on top of this, we need 9 hoppers. And that is, I think, the majority of this thing done. Hopefully I did this correctly. Yeah, all right, so let's try hitting that with our engineer's hammer, and hopefully this thing will turn. I think you have to hit 1 of the hoppers, or maybe the fence. There it is, cool. All right, so it was the fence, by the way, that middle one that I clicked on. So there is a crusher. We have a little on-off switch. We have the item export here. We have power input. And then on top of here is where you feed items in. Where is my dank null? Just kind of want to pillar up a little bit. Yeah, so this thing will hurt you when it's running, so don't walk into it. You drop items in there like coal coke. It'll crush it up and then it'll spit out the crushed coal coke down here on the chest. You can use Applied Energistics interface, just kind of like set it on the very center block there, and it will feed into the machine, so that's kind of nice. And then, of course, here we can feed that into a chest or have it go back into Applied Energistics a little bit later on when we get to that point. But we're not quite there yet. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to set up the squeezer. Now, I'm not exactly sure which way this thing is supposed to be facing. I feel like it's going to be the same kind of a setup that we just set up over here. So let's see. We want the middle of this. That'd be this block. We want 2 blocks of space, and I think I need to place 2 of these pipes like this. We need to surround it with the scaffolding. So we need to do something like that. This block right here, I believe, is a light engineering block. 1 there. There's 1 more in this build, and I'm not sure where that goes. I think it's on top of this one again, just like so. So we have a redstone engineering block, which I think goes here. This is kind of a weird setup. And then we have to place down 4 of these things like so. Hopefully I'm doing that right. Is that right? That looks right. Okay, and then we need to place down a piston. I think on this one, like so, and then some steel fences. Hopefully that's set up right. It is really hard to try and look at this on an online thing. Whoops. Now the question is, which one of these do I click if I even have this thing set up correctly? Oh no, I'm gonna have to double check this one. Okay, well I thought we'd be able to set it up together and just get it done, but it doesn't look like I have performed this one correctly. Probably got one block out of place somewhere. Maybe the fences and the piston are slightly different. Let me go and try and figure this out and we'll be right back. Upon closer inspection, it looks like I placed this fence and that piston in the wrong spots. It looks like the piston had to be in the center, so we'll place the fence there. We'll do the piston right here. And then we'll try and find the spot where we click it with this thing. Is it this one? That one? Just click all the blocks until you find it, I guess. Maybe... Oh, whoa, okay. So you can click right there between the redstone engineering block and the light engineering block. All right, so there we go. There's our squeezer. Now this thing, let's see... Blue is input, generally. Orange is output. We have two different spots here. We have the redstone, power. Okay. So this thing, yeah, you put in your crushed coal coke, 8 of those. It'll squeeze it down into HOP. Yeah, and then you can pull that out. I think down here, I think this port here is for fluids. This one down here is for items. Pretty sure that's how that works. Okay, well now we have 2 immersive engineering machines set up. Both of them are going to require power. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty immersed right now. Okay, so we need to get the power set over here. And for these 2 machines, it might make sense to start using the immersive engineering cabling until we have access to a lot more of like the thermal expansion or maybe the wireless stuff. But I'm kind of feeling like if we set the power, we put like one of those HV relays here, we could bring the power down to both of these machines since they kind of need power from the top. And yeah, that might just look a little bit better too. Okay, so we want to get ourselves an HV relay. Well, to be honest, HV might be overkill, but we've already made these parts, so I think that's what we're going to end up using. So yeah, we have the HV wire coil, we have HV wire relays, and we have HV wire connectors. So I kind of feel like, you know, we'll just go ahead and do these anyway. Maybe eventually it'll make more sense and we have more power coming to these or whatever. But yeah, I think like the HV relay we could put right here. And then we could do, yeah, we want HV connectors on these machines. So we'll put them right on the little dot there and one on this dot there. Okay. So now we can right click this and up to here, and we can right click this and go down to here. Cool. So now both of those are connected to this relay, but this relay doesn't have power coming from anywhere. So I think we'll probably end up breaking through the wall here, taking power off that, and maybe poking out another relay over here that goes to this thing. I don't know. I'll figure out the logistics of getting the power around, but yeah, that's pretty much the basics right now. So to make this quick and dirty, just to get this thing working, since we already have an MV capacitor here, we have a decent amount of power stored up. I think we're just going to take power that's going to our improved blast furnace and kind of run it through the wall over here to this relay. Okay, so we can put an HV connector here, and then we just need to run one coil from there to there. And then now both of those machines should have power. Now that the wires are connected, we should be able to fill this in so the wire will kind of go through the wall and it'll look a little weird, but it looks better than just having a hole through our wall. So yeah, the wire comes over here to this relay goes to this one, and then finally it's connecting to both of our machines like so. So yeah, this one now has all the power, and I don't think this has an interface, but we can see on the tooltip there, it says 32,000 KIF. Yeah, immersive flux, I think. Pretty sure we've already talked about immersive flux versus redstone flux. Yeah, it's pretty much all the same thing. Kind of like how AE has its own power, but it really is the same thing as redstone flux as well. All right, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of smooth stone here so we can kind of fill in our gaps. Yeah, we think we should be fine. All right, so let's come up here real quick. Okay, so that should be good. And then we should just be able to place some blocks like this. So the wires do go through the wall, but they have to be, this wall has to be removed in order to connect it. Otherwise, it'll be like there's blocks in the way. But once you get them connected, it seems like immersive engineering doesn't really care if there are blocks in the way. So you can kind of clean things up a little bit. I guess, even though it still does look kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, these machines should be ready to go. So now the next step is, if we're trying to make HOP graphite, we need to get ourselves some coal coke, which is over here. I did end up using a bunch of our, what is it? The creosote oil. Yeah, I made a bunch of creosote planks so we could make those barrels for the squeezer. And then, yeah, this was just gonna fill up. I'm sure this thing was full. Yeah, but anyway, creosote here. So I can take 64 coal coke, dump that all into our crusher, and then we should be able to get enough for 8 of the HOP. I honestly don't know how much we need, and I think we only need 1 for the quest. But I'll just go ahead and throw a stack in there just so we can get a little bit extra done. It does take a minute for this stuff to happen. So let's throw the coal coke in there. That'll crush up. Looks like we're keeping up with power just fine. And those items get spat out right here. Now you can put a chest in front of it and it will put it into the chest instead of dumping it into the world, which is probably something we're gonna want to do unless you want to sit there and camp it until all 64 are done, which I'm sure nobody really wants to do. Okay, so we will grab 1 chest. So I'm gonna have to eat a powdered donut. I'm almost to the point where I can't sprint anymore. All right, we'll place that right there. And yeah, it just automatically outputs into the chest instead of into the world, which is quite nice. Now this crusher seems like it's going a little bit faster than a lot of the crushers I've used in the past. I don't know if that's just a change in the mod or in the mod pack itself, but anyway, that shouldn't take too long. But in the meantime, let's go and grab 8 of these, and then we can throw it into our squeezer over here and see this action happening. So 8 of those goes over here. It does a little bit of squeezing action, very immersive. Yeah, and then we get HOP graphite dust. It does not produce any liquids. It just turns 8 of those into this guy. And then I believe for our quest, let's take a look real quick. Immersive tech, HOP. So we completed getting the dust and now it wants 1 ingot. So now the only thing we have to do is take this over to our furnace, smelt it down, and we should be good on this quest. And there we go. Quest complete. Give it to me. There it is. Quest complete. HOP graphite. Very good. So there is no text for this. I don't know if this is needed for anything specific. We get ourselves more pig spawn eggs. I think we've gotten that reward like 3 times now. Is it in this chest? Yeah, that's our 3rd one. So now we have 6 pigs that we can spawn in. All right, you know what? I'm hungry. Let's munch a powdered donut or 3. Why not? Okay, so now that we have that done, next things that are available is to make chemical weaponry or firearms. Both of those sound awesome. I'm pretty sure the revolver, railgun, gun turret requires special schematics for our table over here, or our workbench. I'll go ahead and look into that real quick, and we'll be right back. I believe last episode I was talking about, I don't know where all of our nickel was. It turns out all of the nickel that we have collected, pretty much, aside from these 4 ore that I completely missed, was from sifting stuff. Yeah, we had a bunch of nickel ore chunks in here that I've never melted down. That's why I couldn't find any of our nickel. So I took all those before this episode, and I melted them all down. I guess we get exactly 32 blocks of the stuff, and then a little bit of aluminum I've melted down as well. So yeah, we have plenty of nickel to make more constantan later on. Currently, I melted down 3 blocks of gold and 3 blocks of silver into some electrum here. Yeah, we definitely need electrum for our upcoming stuff here, so I'll go ahead and start pouring that out. Hopefully that'll alloy all the way before we pour all of it out and break something. But yeah, I was kind of looking at these recipes that we have here. So revolver, railgun, and then a gun turret. So it looks like the revolver gets crafted into the gun turret later on. The railgun, I think it's its own standalone thing. So let's take a look at this. So a railgun, oh, it looks like this stores energy. I don't know how this thing shoots, if it requires bullets or whatever. I've never really used these before. But yeah, it looks like 2 HV capacitors, 2 electrum coil blocks, which requires 8 MV wire coils per. So we need 16 of these total, which means we have to do this recipe 4 times, and the electrum needs 16 of those. Anyway, so it's going to be a little bit of electrum we need. We need the revolver barrel, so that is a bunch of steel, so that's 6 steel just for the barrel there. Let's go and do that real quick. Okay, so there is the barrels done. We need the HV capacitor. So that's treated planks plus 6 more steel. 6 more steel. We have treated planks up here. I made a bunch of those earlier, more than what we needed. We need 2 blocks of lead and 4 aluminum. So there is 4 aluminum and 2 blocks of lead. So we should be able to make these guys really quickly. Oh, I'm missing 2 redstone blocks. Okay. Now we should be able to make this really quickly. All right, so there's our HV capacitors. We have our gun barrel. We have some treated wood. Oh, we don't need the treated wood anymore. Okay, so we do need 5 treated sticks. I know we have those. And 1 copper. I don't think we have any copper ingots. I'll have to split apart a block here. All right, so let's make this guy. Wooden grip. Very good. So we have everything except for the electrum coil blocks. Now, so that's 1. We have to do this. I think we need 16 electrum. So hopefully this is done over here. Kind of looks like it is. We have 4 of those. And is there a partial? Okay, so let's pour the rest of that out. We only need this stuff right here. So we needed 16 of those. Put with the hammer, which might break it. It did. Okay, we didn't have quite enough. We have to make another hammer. Oh no. Whoops, rail gun engineer's hammer. Okay, and to make one of those is 2 iron, hemp, and 2 sticks. We should have all of that stuff. So there's 1 hemp, 2 iron, 2 sticks we have in here. Okay, so now we should be able to make ourselves an engineer's hammer once again and get this last one done. There it is. Okay, so now we need our shears to turn those into the wires. There's 16 of those. And then again, I can't remember how we make the coil. So that just goes around sticks. So we need 4 more sticks. Okay, here we go. There's that and that. Awesome. Now that goes around an iron ingot. I think we just used the last of our iron ingots here. So we will split apart 1 more block. My goodness. We're going through our material so quickly here, guys. And there's our electrum coil blocks. Finally, we should be able to make ourselves a rail gun. Nice. Now, I don't know what the appropriate way is to charge one of these in immersive engineering. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Most of the things that I charge in immersive, or I'm sorry, in modded Minecraft use like either the Draconic Evolution charger or the Thermal Expansion charger. If we had Ender IO in here, we could put this item inside of a capacitor bank, but Ender IO has not been updated to 1.12, at least as far as I know. There's got to be some kind of a charging station thing. What are you? We have a chameleon in our base. Wait, you're gray. I've seen these things before and they turn green. Oh, look at that! That's so awesome! That's cool. I have never seen these things like work. Do they... Oh yeah, they turn more brown around there. That's really cool. I like that. I've never seen a mob do that before. That is really neat. Okay, so yeah, as far as charging these things up, I don't know, can we click on like one of the capacitor bank things over here? And charge it this way, or how do we have to do that? I clicked it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, so there's got to be some kind of a block in immersive engineering for charging, but I don't recall seeing that in the quests here. Yeah, so maybe we should do like a engine or immersive charger. What is this thing called? This is a charging station. Aha. Okay, so we need MV wire, some iron. I hope that doesn't need to be pink. All right, so let's see if we can make that thing with just regular glass here. Hopefully not the pink glass. I know we have some glass in here. So let's see. We needed MV wire relay, or was it the wire relay? MV wire connector. MV wire connector, 2 iron, 2 planks, and then we need a bunch of LV wire coils, and I don't think we have any of those. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so MV wire coil, or I'm sorry, LV are made with copper, so we need 8 copper. How are we doing? Oh, we have 8 copper on us. Perfect. All right, so we'll do that and that. There's that guy, then this, plus this. Get rid of that, and there's that one. Okay, and does that have to go around? Iron ingot? Like this? No, it's sticks, isn't it? Okay, so let's grab some sticks. I just heard that chameleon move. I keep thinking there's like a creeper or something. It's gonna freak me out. All right, so we'll try these guys. There we go. That goes around 1 iron. There it is. Copper coil block. Okay, so there is a charging station. Yeah, I've never made one of these before, so I wasn't exactly sure how this works. And I don't even know if this railgun requires ammo. I kind of feel like it would have to require some kind of like aluminum slug or something. I don't know. Does that just sit there? Yeah, it looks like that's getting power. So can I put that in there? Oh, I can. Perfect. So these things are flashing green. Does that mean it's done? Okay, well, it says it's done. Right clicking, left clicking does nothing. Okay, so we're gonna have to look at maybe rail, how about slug, ammo. Yeah, I'm not sure what you put in there. All right, so I just did a quick search on this this item here to see what it is, what it takes for ammo. Apparently, this takes in like those steel rods or iron rods. I had no idea those could ever be used as weapons. Never done that before. So here's some iron rods, but I don't know how this thing loads. Do you have to like click that on there, or does it just know? Ooh. Okay, so it's got a little charge meter there. It says 99, and I shot one. Doesn't really look like it did anything. Interesting. So that uses 800 flux per shot. That's kind of a lot. So I kind of want to test this on something real quick. It is nighttime, so oh, actually, you know what? We have chickens. We have a bunch of chickens down here. I was gonna go outside and like shoot a monster or something, but I think it might make more sense just to shoot a chicken over here, just to kind of test it out. Plus, we need to get rid of these chickens anyway at some point, so might as well get rid of one this way. I'm sorry, chicken, but it's time to go. That did nothing. Really? Is this chick? Really? It did nothing? It didn't even phase the chicken. Did it take off like half a heart? I don't know what happened there. Maybe I'm standing too far away. Well, try and point blank it, but before we can do that, we have to go charge this thing up again. That is very disappointing, to be honest. I was expecting it to, like, you know, one-shot kill, maybe feathers going everywhere, just a big old puff of feathers or something. No, it did nothing. Okay. I also saw that there were upgrades on this thing that we can put on, or we can put on this using the engineer's workbench. I don't really know if we're ever going to use this weapon, like, seriously. But there was like a capacitor thing you could put on there so it'll hold more RF. Might not be as silly. All right, chicken. It doesn't do anything to the chicken. Seriously? Yeah, okay. Well, this thing's officially garbage. It's using those iron rods. It's not doing anything to the chickens. I think we're good. Maybe it does not work on passive monsters, or passive creatures. Maybe it only works on aggressive monsters. I don't know. It says the damage this thing does is 10. I mean, our sword does like 8, and we can use it over and over and don't have to charge it. It doesn't use RF. So, okay. Well, we tried it out. We tried to get it to work. It doesn't really do what we want it to do. The next item is a revolver. Maybe we'll have better luck with this thing. So a revolver does require us to have a revolver hammer, drum, barrel, grip, iron, and then, or I guess 2 grips, actually. Okay. So the hammer is a bunch of steel. I guess we can start crafting some of these things. We do have a lot of steel here. So it was like, no, this. I did that wrong. Oh no. I think it was the other way. Maybe. Okay. Let's look. Okay, let's just make 1. Don't need to make 8 of those. We need to make a revolver barrel, so it requires an iron mechanical component. Okay, so I know how to make those. 2 iron plus 1 of these and a piece of copper on our workbench. We'll make 1 of those. Okay, split apart another copper block here. Yeah, to make a bunch of these components for our light engineering blocks earlier. So there's 1 of those guys. Okay, so now we should have everything together to make this guy. What was it that we were just trying to make this? Okay, so there is a revolver drum. Very good. We need a revolver barrel. Just one of those. What else do we need here? These wooden grips. All right, so that's 10 more of these treated sticks that we need. We have the copper on us already, so we should be able to do that. No problem. There's 2 of those guys. And then finally, we need 2 more iron ingots on us. Okay, another iron block being split. So there is a revolver. Go ahead, make my day. Huh. Okay, well, I don't think I'm going to test this out. We didn't have much luck with the railgun. We'll just assume the revolver will act about the same. Plus, I think you have to make special blueprints to get the bullets from the engineer's workbench. I'm not really that interested. Anyway, so gun turret is our very next item here. And yeah, like I said, that does require the revolver as part of the recipe. Looks like we need a precision scope. We need circuit board, a turntable, extended magazine, and a redstone engineering block. That's a lot of stuff that we need to put into this thing. Hopefully this will be worth it. Let's make this redstone engineering block. We make 2 at a time, so we'll have 1 more of these for later on. Turntable requires another copper coil block. This requires iron mechanical component steel. The circuit board requires us to have crafting components. Yeah, we already have that one in there. That's how we're making our iron mechanical components. So we have to make insulating glass. We've seen that before. Copper plates and then these vacuum tubes. I believe we've already made those as well in the series. Okay, precision scope. So some glass and copper. Let me go and make the rest of these pieces off camera and we'll be right back. Well, we got all that extra crafting done here. These are all the pieces that we need, and now we should be able to make ourselves this gun turret that's required by the quest. There it is, quest complete, firearms. So we checked out the railgun. It was pretty lackluster. It made some cool sounds. It seemed like it was going to be pretty good, but it didn't even want to hurt a chicken. Kind of disappointing. We did not check out the revolver, but we did make the gun turret. Let's set this thing down, see if this thing's got a cool interface or what it looks like. Okay, as you would expect, turret, got the magazine. Right clicking on it, here we go. We can blacklist, we can say okay to animals or players or neutrals. Oh, blacklist. Add. Oh, I have to type in a name? Yeah, I don't want it to attack me, right? So we want it to shoot everything but me. We're blacklisted. Okay, I'm not sure. Keep casings. Okay, so this is where ammo goes, power. Interesting. Well, turrets really aren't a thing that I've ever particularly needed. They're kind of cool that it exists, but I don't see us using it too much. We made it specifically for the quest, and the quest is now complete, so we'll just add it to our collection of things that we really don't need, but we've made. Alright, so now that that's done, we can go ahead and claim our loot chest from this guy. Alright, what do we get here? We get ourselves 16 whole cobblestone. Oh, baby. Alright, so that... Oh, you know what? I was going to say that completes this entire section, but I completely forgot about the chemical weaponry over here. So we want a chemical thrower and a chem thrower turret. Chemical thrower. This thing, is that expensive? That requires a pressurized air tank. Okay, some blue colors, some buckets, a heavy engineering block. So that's steel mechanical component. So that's 2 steel plus a copper. So same thing as like the light one, except you use steel instead of iron. A couple of pistons, more steel. Fluid pipe, we already have an extra one of those. Another bucket. Okay, so 3 buckets go into the creation of this guy. All right, well, I'll go ahead and craft this all up. We'll make this guy. What does the chem thrower turret look like? This requires what looks like the same parts. Metal barrel, that's different. Iron sheet metal and sheet metal slabs. And the precision scope. It looks like it contains about the same as the other turret. Let me go ahead and craft this up and then we'll be right back. Oh boy, guys. So a lot of crafting has been done. So yes, we are ready to go here to make a chemical thrower. So let's go ahead and make one of those. There is our chemical thrower. I'm curious though, does this, like we hold it, spray and pray? Okay, so we'd have to fill this full of fluid before we'd be able to do anything with it, I do think. But since I really don't want to fill it with anything, I think we're just going to move on and make ourselves the chem thrower turret. That sounds awesome. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to really check it out unless we have stuff to fill this thing with, but let's make it anyway. So there we go. There's a chem thrower turret, and that completes our quest. We'll set this one down. What does this look like? Aha, it looks fairly similar to the other one, right? Let's set the other one down so we can see it side by side. So yeah, that one's got a magazine on it. This one's got, I guess that's where the chemicals go. Other than that, they look pretty similar. It's got a different muzzle on it, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I don't think we're really going to get much use out of these things, but we made them because our quests wanted us to. Throw all the chemicals at your enemy. All right, so we'll go and claim that. This section is now done. So we are done with survival, ex nihilo, better with mods, tinkering, getting foods, and finally immersive tech. So yes, we're going to be starting on other things going forward here. It does not look like we've unlocked any other sections in the quest book so far. Stuff and things we got. Bunch of random items here, not a specific mod. Extra additions here. There's a lot of extra utilities things in this, and this might be something we should start looking at here. Maybe getting into, oh, that's not immersive or extra utilities. This is actually additions over here, so we might look at doing some of that stuff pretty soon. Other worlds, we kind of visited a little bit into the Twilight, but we haven't done anything there. Like I said, I kind of wanted to get better armor before we progress, so probably something like draconic armor or whatever, because I really don't know how strong these bosses are going to be with the difficulty meter that we have right now. Is at 181. It's not going down any. So yeah, going to the end, that's probably another one we're going to wait on. And then also, it looks like this is the stuff for the space mod. I can't think of the name of it. Advanced rocketry. So we might be looking at doing this pretty soon. I know there's some things locked out from questing or in the quest book that requires this stuff. So we might be looking at that pretty soon. Thermal expansion, industrial stuff from industrial foregoing. Those are definitely things we can start teching up. We should start looking at getting more power. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, leave a like on the episode if you liked it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.